Okay, so today we're going to be going over distributive property. The distributive property tells us how to solve expressions in the form of A times B plus C. In order to simplify this expression, we must multiply each term inside the parentheses by the factor that is outside of the parentheses. So we're going to look at some examples and we're going to break down what this means. So the parentheses is the part here that's containing B plus C. And the factor is the number that's right outside the parentheses, right? So when we see a factor or a number right outside the parentheses, we know that that means to multiply. Okay, so let's look at an example. So first of all, what we need to do is I like to annotate so that we know exactly what steps we're following. So we have 5 times 2x and 5 times 3. So we're going to draw arrows to each of those terms. We're going to start off with 5 times 2x. Okay, so we can underline that. 5 times 2x. Okay, that's going to give us 10x. So 10x. And then we have 5 times 3, which is going to give us 15. So we have 10x plus 15 because we have 5 times 3. And of course, as usual, we're just going to go ahead and box our answer off so that we know what part is our answer and what part is our work. I also, so this is what I expect to see. And I also would like to see that you're showing work for how you got your other number as well. So 5 times 3 gives us 15. 5 times 2x gives us that 10x. Now let's do another example. Again, we're going to annotate by drawing arrows to each term. So we have 5, which is your factor, going multiplying by negative 2x, and then 5 multiplying with the 3 as well. Okay, so let's underline it. Boom. 5 times negative 2x. Now, if you remember from last year, you know that if you're multiplying a positive and a negative, that you get a negative, right? It's like love times hate gives you hate, right? It kind of outweighs it. Or war and party. Different ways to talk about it. But 5 times negative 2x is going to give us a negative 10x. Okay? And now we have positive 5 times positive 3. That's going to give us a positive 15. Okay? So these problems are very similar. What I want you to pay attention to in this one is there's 2 things you need to pay attention to. One, make sure you annotate and that you're paying attention to multiplying both terms inside the parentheses by the factor outside the parentheses, right? And then the next thing I want you to pay attention to is the signs. So if you have a factor being multiplied by a negative number, positive times a negative gives you a negative. In this case, we have 2 positives. So a positive times a positive is going to give you a positive. Okay, so pay attention to the signs so that you're not mixing up the signs because that will give you the wrong answer. Okay, we're just going to box it off. And you're going to follow these same steps in the next examples. All right.